All right, so I guess my video finally got to the table of the president.
I have a question to ask Nigerians. Nigerians, why is it that anyone who rises to help the situation of this country, you guys will gang up against that person? Why? Do you guys derive joy in pulling down a fighter? A man, someone who is fighting for your own good, someone who is fighting for your benefit. I see a whole lot of you ganging up against VDM. I'm utterly disappointed at many of you. You know what has kept Nigeria the way it is today is because of the petty sentiments, unreasonable reasons why you guys chose to suffer for this long. And as soon as someone rises to help in the situation, you guys will just gang up against that person and bring that person down. Or maybe that person kicked against what was wrong and that person was in one way related to you. Automatically, you will hate that person that is fighting for your own good. Enough of this. It is getting out of hand. Look at this video I will play to you guys now. Just watch that video. Before now, I have always commended VDM. I know many of you may not like him, but if you really mean well for Nigeria, for this country, you would have no choice than to love VDM. I understand that sometimes he puts mouth in one or two things or issues that he shouldn't have. Example, one of Mrs. Chinwo and her former manager, and the one of Obat's wife and Naramali. Me personally, all of the issues he has been handling, I felt that on those two cases that I've mentioned, he shouldn't have involved himself. You know why? Because the persons involved in this situation are strong enough to handle their case. I always support VDM and I always stand for the weak because I know that VDM always stands for the weak, right? If the situation happens to be a rich man oppressing the poor man, I support him for that, right? Or if he's fighting for poor masses, I support that. But then there are some unnecessary problems that he shouldn't involve himself. For example, these two cases I've mentioned, Mrs. Chinwo's case and Obat's wife. I believe that the two parties involved are strong enough to handle the problem. So that being said, a few days ago, VDM made a post. And in that post, note, sometimes I understand that it might come a bit aggressive, but he's really not being aggressive. But I understand one thing about our leaders. If you're calm, if you're gentle, and if you're soft, and you ask them for something, they won't listen to you. They won't do it. And that thing you're asking for is not even your personal thing. It's something that will benefit the nation, the people of the country. They won't. But when you come with aggressiveness or when you demand this from them, that is the only time they hear you. And so far, I have discovered that is the strategy VDM is using to get their attention. Does that mean he's really rude? I don't see him as a rude person, at least for now. And I haven't seen him done anything wrong. A few days ago, he called on the president because he's presently in China. Of course, any well-meaning Nigerian or any reasonable person who has traveled out of this country, we understand that Nigerians are living in hell. Yes, I testify to that. All this while I've been traveling, each time I come back, I'll be like, man, that most Nigerians don't know that they're actually living in hell. But then if you ask them, they will feel that the government don't owe them anything because we all grew up catering for ourselves, doing everything for ourselves. Even the ones that the government are mandated to do for us, we end up doing all of it. So when you see someone come up demanding their rights from the government, some Nigerians will find it strange. They will be like, instead of them to support you, but because they are not exposed, they don't know what the word is talking about in general, they will gang up against you and begin to attack you. So a few days ago, VDM went to China, and then he was stunned, he was amazed by the level of development that he saw there. We all know China, US, UK, I mentioned them. So he now called on the president's attention that what he's seeing in China in no time, China will dominate even the US from the development he has seen. So therefore, he's calling on the government to empower the youth, because the government of China are seriously working on the youth, and most of these developments are coming from the youth. So he called the attention of the government to empower Nigerian youth, and then of course to develop our country. We should make something reasonable out of this country, that by now life shouldn't be this hard for us if only we put the necessary amendments and the necessary development that the country needs. That Nigeria would really be ahead of other countries or be in competition with these big countries. And then I saw I just don't know why anytime anybody tries to help Nigerians, you see Nigerians, people you even thought that they are educated, you see them ganging up against this person. Whereas what that person is saying is for the good of our country, is for the good of all of us. But because everybody have personal interest, selfish and demonic interest, you see them bringing this good person down. Before you know it, people began to call out VDM for calling the president, for referring to them by using the words he chose to use, which he later came and explained what he meant. And I understood what he meant. Sometimes you look beyond someone's weaknesses and get the point. But Nigerians will always ignore the point and then look for that person's weakness to bring that person down. Lege came attacking him, diverting the attention to his own attention. And other few gullible Nigerians too was supporting him. And other people too were trying to condemn VDM action. But guess what? The president himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, finally responded to VDM through his official Twitter page. So you see, these men in the government actually know the right thing to do. But they will never do it until you call on their attention, until you demand it from them, until you talk to them aggressively. That is the only language our leaders understand. But the Nigerians have refused to understand that prayers cannot solve this issue. Prayers cannot help us. It is until when we stand and demand for justice, for what truly belongs to us, that is the only time we will have answers to what we are praying for. And guess what? Mr. President now responded to VDM, even though he did not call his name directly, but everything he talked about was regards to youth, and VDM to caught his attention regards empowering the youth. So now, this brings me to people trying to pull VDM down, when they know that if they put this guy down, nobody can do what he's doing. Truth be told, if we have men, when I say men, I mean real men, not all these people we have in Nigeria, and the country is collapsing, country is deteriorating. If you have men like Gideon, like 50 of them, I bet you, in the next 2 to 3 years, the sufferness you and I are suffering would have been reduced. Just take a look, listen to what VDM have to say, and then drop your opinion. Let me hear what you have to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's hear from you.
All right, so I guess my video finally got to the table of the president, because the president just tweeted this 45 minutes ago, as you can see on his official Twitter handle. He says, "I am with you. This was my message today to the heart of our nation, our youth, as I inaugurated the National Youth Conference Planning Committee. To our Nigerian youth, you hold the advancement of the economy in your hands. You represent over 60% of our population. I will continue to help navigate, push, and lift the heavy weight so I can clear the path for you to have a great future. I will do everything to make Nigeria a better place for the young people and all Nigerians." So while some people are debating about very dark man is not respectful, thank God the message got to the right person, and he has made a tweet about the youth. Now, let's move forward. So he said, "As I inaugurated the National Youth Conference Planning Committee, This planning committee that have been inaugurated, who are the people there? And how do they carry the youth along? I would like to say it's not the first time where they say, hey, a committee has been set up to plan the empowerment of the youth. But at the end of the day, after one regime, we don't hear anything again. They just say it and nothing is being done, right? Now we get internet. A lot of people follow up. You don't need to come and explain to us. Carry us along. Who are the youth that are going to be in this committee? Do they have the interests of the country at heart? We would like to know them. Or now people who won't carry their own personal interest. For me, I think the development of the youth in Nigeria goes beyond Nigeria. The youth need to see things, how things are being done outside the country. If it's possible, this is just my suggestion. Me self no go school. This is just my suggestion. If it's possible, if at all, they can be doing at least 5,000 youth every 6 months. Send them abroad. They will sign. Then they will come back. China is a perfect place. Because the youth are running 80% of what's going on in China. You see this China? The great thing about this China is every idea is welcome. No idea is too small. Bring the idea. They will stand behind you. Even if you tell them that you want to be producing cowries, they will not ask you that how much do you think cowries will bring. They will invest in the cowries and wait for the customers to come. It's only in this place, if you come now, big company, you can't tell big company, say you want them in China to produce 10, just 10 of these things. They will do it for you. There's no limit. There's no big customer, there's no small customer. The workforce is there. They are everything is all about where we want China to grow. We want everybody to not do without China. So everywhere you go, production. Tomorrow, I will go and see a car that is built by the youth, self-drive car. For test, I'll go to the King Long factory, the King Long manufacturing plant to go see that. I was having a meeting with one of all these big companies, and then there's this OG there, an older guy. He said, well, yeah, we have left everything in the hands of the youth. We stay behind and we observe. Then when we need to talk, we talk. We leave them. Their brain is vibrant. They don't leave a lot of things for the youth in the world. If you go to their airport, see the youth, and then they move around. Yeah, don't be say, okay, you be big boy because you fly. No. Everybody, they live normal life. Do you understand? See, yeah, electric, and they see electric cars, and they say, what the mean is, this is going to solve 80% of the problem we have in Nigeria. It will elevate, it will come out us from poverty. How? Transportation made easy. You know how much people go save? Transportation. All this time when we say Dangote and this one, they drag fuel price. We don't need all those things again. The world don't advance. We still dey back. They do fuel. Some people, they don't even leave CNG. They don't go electric. Fuel, electric, buses, everything. Nobody they drag fuel now. Which queue? You know if you see queue, you can put your power station, you charge. If you do kabu, you go to save a lot of money. That's why you do kabu, you go save a lot. Once if you buy that car, you get where you decharge. That's all. You go save a lot. You know they buy engine oil. You know they buy fuel. We don't advance with that. Now the youth they in charge of construction, infrastructure, tech, high technology. If you see buildings for you, you go see people where they control all these things. Your mates are my mates. So we want to know what is the plan. May not be all those kind planning committee where they, okay, Mona come take for 500,000, 200,000, Mona go invest in farming, rice. I say for a year, farming no even be the problem. They don't already get, if you see big land, they don't get the, if you see machines, their own are to the export, maybe their country they big. Again, their business model, they don't get small customer. Nothing like this one, a big customer, we don't do this one for you, no. Because that small customer, when you don't, that person they look at small, give him an opportunity. He go gather your own crowd. Next thing, he go to order for plenty. Everybody get opportunities. We need this in our country. So the president, this is the start, and I commend you for it. But what is the plan? Who are these people in this community? Would they have our interests at heart, or just their own personal interests, or try to use the office to empower themselves and get more influence? They should carry us along. More know the people. This is the internet age. You don't need to carry microphone, gather us from one corner. No. Papa, this is what we are up to today. The youth, get ready, come and register for this, come and do this, come and do that. We are doing this today. If we can get 3,000 people, we are going to send you to China, we are going to send you to the US, you're going to learn this, you sign, you come back to the country. Anybody want to send, they go sign their papa and their everything. They must come back. There's nothing personal, because without your country, you are a nobody. There's nothing like personal growth, country's growth. You see this place? Nothing like, say, a tribe. They get plenty tribe. When I did Nigeria, ability, say, oh, these people, they better pastors because they speak one religion. They get one religion, they get one tribe. As I reach, I say they get over 100 dialects. Different ones. Different. They say now their king, where unites them. How did he do it? First of all, he changed their currency to one. Secondly, he made it mandatory that they speak Mandarin. So if they carry your dialect, if they catch you in a problem, and if you don't want to speak Mandarin, you leave the job. They say they even told the teachers then, if you can't speak Mandarin, leave the job. Teachers start to learn. Now they get a universal language for you. They know they even speak their dialect. But Nigeria, kilo happen na otiwa office leni pa babalaya le kashigo office yoli pa oyebunka chikodi Ibatala office today. One neighbor chop knuckle there. No, that's in the cause segregation. You know, they make us grow. Because you don't carry one or two people for mind. You know, they make us grow. But you see, these people, they think about the country. Country first before your personal interest. We will get there. Shout out to President. Shout out to Ashwati Bola Ahmed Tinubu. God bless you and you will live long. Peace and love.